Hello everyone. In the first part we saw the paper pattern. So in this part we are going to see what is presentation and evaluation. First and foremost, what do we mean by presentation? The way you present yourself when you go for a marriage, when you go for a meeting, when you attend some function. So there are different times in different way we present ourselves. For example, I'll tell you, a friend visits your house. So he is your very close friend. So how do you offer water to him? Directly you'll open the fridge and give the bottle in your friend's hand. Isn't it? But if your father's boss or your father's friend has come to your house, then how you are going to present the water? Of course, you will take a tray, put in a glass. I mean to say, you will take water in a glass and offer it to the person. So that is, the presentation has changed. So the same way, children, your presentation matters a lot. How you write the paper. Because 10 standard papers, or be it even 9 standard papers, these papers are which will be assessed by your teacher or by the examiner. So how the paper should be? If it is very shabby and very untidy, definitely you are going to lose marks for that. Or the examiner may skip the answer what you have written. But at the same time, if your handwriting is very neat, it is readable by the examiner, so there are chances of scoring good marks. Then second part is, you have to follow the format. What is a format? Format is, if the question is there which has been asked to write it in the blocks. A question is given to you and you have been asked to fill those blocks. So you have to draw the blocks. If it has been asked to fill the words in the clouds, then you have to make a cloud and fill that particular word in that cloud only to gain those marks. That is known as a format. Same way for writing skills, also you will have to follow the format. If in the writing skill you have been asked to write in a tabular form, so you will have to make a table. Whatever it is, the title or whatever it is. So this is a tabular form. If it has been asked to draw or write in a tree diagram, so what are we going to do? Normally what the children do, some children, when it has been asked to draw or to write in the form of a tree diagram, they do like this. And there they will write some words. Is it correct, children? Tree diagram means, is it tree you are supposed to draw? No, not at all. So what are we supposed to do? Tree diagram means the main part, the main word of that paragraph, and then there are some branches to it where you have to fill that. This is known as the tree diagram. And there may be many other where you have to put it this way. Here it may be 1, again here it may be 2. So that's known as a tree diagram. It can be in a box form, it can be in a circle form. So now if I say about tree diagram, do you remember anything? See, in nursery, when you're 2.5 and 3-year-old child, and when you went to nursery, your teacher told you to make a tree diagram of your family. Do you remember that? So in that tree diagram, what you had done? On the top, you had put your grandfather and grandmother's photo. Yes? And then you drew lines. And then how many children they had? Like 4 children, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Those photos. Yes? Then 2 of them are married. So you again put along with that another photo. And then if that uncle or auntie, whosoever it is, having children, then again you put one circles over there and you stick those photos. So this is how your entire family tree has been formed. So that is known as a tree diagram. It's not that you have to draw a tree and fill that tree with the words. I just hope I'm clear with this concept, what is a tree diagram. So that is what is known as a format. You have to follow the format, otherwise you lose your marks for that. If the question was asked, write in a tabular form, and you did not draw a table, but your answers are correct, but then you lose your half mark because of the wrong format. This is something which you have to keep in your mind. That is known as presentation. Now, below the passage, that is A1 passage, A1, A2, A3, A4, like that you have some questions. And A5 is always a personal response question. Now, what do we mean by personal response? Based on that passage, there may be a question. But everybody's view or opinion may be different in this answer. But this answer should not be very lengthy. It should be up to the mark and only 5 to 6 sentences. Only 5 to 6 sentences. And let me tell you children, this question carries 2 marks. But hardly any child gets 2 marks over here. The examiner, when he or she is checking your paper, it may come to only 1 or 1.5 or even half, because it is not up to the mark. It is only the moderator or the chief moderator, those who think it is worth, and only they give you 2 marks. So normally whatever you write, how much you write, that does not matter. You go behind the class teacher or the subject teacher saying, I have written so much. I have written 10 lines, then why I got only half mark over here? You have written 10 lines. But then, is it related to the question? No. So something you have written, something you have scribbled over there, so you have got those half marks also. Now, the next part. In the question, it will be, say true or false. Agree, disagree. You may get such type of question. So true or false, most of the children, they have the habit of writing the answer as T for true and F for false. Let me tell you children, this is wrong. You have to write T-R-U-E true, F-A-L-S-E false. Then only you get full marks over there. If you have written TF, it will be 0. According to you have written the answers, but according to the board pattern, it is wrong. So we need to practice over these small things. And for true or false, you need not write the full sentence. It's not required. So your time is saved over there. You only have to write either it is true or it is false. But if the question says correct the sentence, then only you have to correct. Otherwise, it is only true or false. Agree, disagree. Same way. Some children will write A, some may write as A, D, some may write as agree, disagree. But if you are writing agree, disagree, it is correct. That is the correct method, I mean to say. But if you are writing A and D, then again the same problem. So here you have to be very, very careful and alert. Next is fill in the blanks. Now I wrote here underline. So what you have to underline? You have to underline the answer for this. Underline the answer where there was a dash. If you don't underline this, but all the 4 sentences are correct, the answers are correct, but then you forgot to underline. That is due to carelessness. You must have thought, I'll finish the paper first and then I will start underlining, but the time got over, or you just skipped out and you left out that. But then what happened? You have got there only 1.5. Where has the half mark gone? Half mark is gone because you did not underline the answer. Next is match the following. Same problem. What is for match the following? Still some children, they will just put A and B, and whatever the words are there over here in the question paper, you take it down and then you do like this. This is wrong. You get a 0 over there because you did not follow the format. What is the correct format? If the word was broad, the answer for that was grin. Write the word and write the correct answer over here. Then you get your half mark. But if you have drawn the lines, it will be 0. And one more thing what the children do is, it is like A, the question word, the answer word of that was, suppose C. So you write here C. The question word was B and the answer is A. Again, this is wrong. We have to write the word, children, then only you are going to get the full marks over there. Next is appreciation. Now appreciation, the question is given, write in a paragraph format. So if the question is paragraph format, you have to follow that format. But if you have written in points and the points are correct, then you may get only 3 marks and not 5. Why? You have written everything. From A to Z, whatever comes in the appreciation, like the name of the poem, the poet's name, the rhyme scheme, the figures of speech, the central idea, everything you have written. And it is 100% correct. But then you wrote it in points. So that time you will get only 3 marks. So unnecessarily you have lost your 2 marks over it. So this again you have to keep these things in your heads always. So how we can do that? From day 1 itself, when we are solving the answers or writing in our notebook, these are the things which you should follow. So definitely practice makes a man perfect. So you are not going to make any kind of mistakes by the time your final exams, your term exams, your unit tests, your board exams, whatever you are attempting, you are able to follow the rules so that you don't lose your marks. Now for writing skill and all, where it comes like what we say story writing or the speech or the counter view, that time you are supposed to write the title. because the title carries 1 mark. Suppose a story is given to you and they have told you to give the title to the story. You have to give the title. If you have not given, you have lost 1 mark. So this is how your marks are divided in different ways, in different categories. So you have to follow. That's the reason why I'm explaining you the presentation and the evaluation before starting with the textual, before starting with the lessons, so that you are clear with the entire concepts, and we are going to follow the same method, the same format when we are going to write in our classwork books, in our notebooks, so that you get a thorough practice. But the only thing is, you need to be very alert and you have to follow these small tips. So you have to write all these things and follow the same. Now, before I wind up, let me tell you children, again one more time, presentation. See, some children, they write the answer, they get confused, they start scribbling the answer. They put like this, they will scribble this way, they will scribble this way. Or they write sorry, by mistake. You're not supposed to write all these things in your paper. Not supposed to write. So please avoid all such things which sends a negative feeling in the examiner's mind. Why presentation? Again, let me clear this to you. Presentation. You have got an invitation for the wedding of your father's friend. Now you know how you decked up for the wedding. So it can be, like a very branded sari with a nice plate and with all kinds of flowers and all kinds of jewelries and the makeup and everything. That is how you want to present yourself in that marriage where 100 not 1,000 of people are there. And then people are looking at you. You want to show your best. You want to give your best. That is physical. But will you visit your next door neighbor in the same way? No. What is the need? Whatever you are in your house clothes, you will just go and sit next to your neighbor's house, because there you need not present yourself. Because every occasion there is different type of presentation.